8. The USCGC Mackinac. The USCGC Mackinac is a multi-purpose ship that is also the only heavy icebreaker stationed on the Great Lakes for the United States Coast Guard. The ship was built to replace the last USCGC Mackinac, which was decommissioned back in 2006 and renovated into a museum ship. The new Mackinac is 240 feet, 73 meters long, has a beam of 58.5 feet, 18 meters, and a displacement weight of 3,500 tons, 3.5 million kilograms. The ship can break through ice up to 42 inches, 106 centimeters thick, with its two azipod units, which are electric azimuth thrusters that are capable of rotating 360 degrees. The ship also has a powerful bow thruster, a diesel-electric propulsion system, and an integrated main propulsion and electrical plant. The vessel can reach a speed of 16 knots, 18.4 miles per hour, and has a crew made up of 9 officers and 46 personnel. The USCGC Mackinac's primary mission is to maintain icebreaking capability on the Great Lakes to help keep channels and harbors open for navigation and commerce. The ship also performs other important tasks like aids to navigation, law enforcement, search and rescue, environmental response, and even oil spill recovery. It's equipped with multiple sensors, communication systems, weapons, and small boats to help it carry out these tasks. The USCGC Mackinac was delivered to the Coast Guard on November 18, 2005, and officially commissioned on June 10, 2006. The ship is homeported in Sheboygan, Michigan, and operates mostly on Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, and Lake Erie. It has participated in several operations and exercises, such as Operation Coal Shovel, Operation Fall Retrieve, Operation Spring Restore, Operation Atlantic Resolve, and more. The Mackinac has also visited several ports and cities like Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City, Halifax, and Reykjavik. The vessel has received several awards and commendations for her time on the water, such as the Coast Guard Unit Commendation, the Coast Guard Meritorious Unit Commendation, the Coast Guard E-Ribbon, and the Coast Guard Arctic Service Medal. The USCGC Mackinac is a unique and versatile ship that plays a critical role in ensuring the safety and security of the Great Lakes. The boat is a symbol of the Coast Guard's commitment to service and excellence in carrying out its missions. 7. The USCGC Polar Sea. The USCGC Polar Sea is a heavy icebreaker for the United States Coast Guard. It was commissioned back in 1977 and built by the Lockheed Shipbuilding and Construction Company of Seattle, along with its sister ship, USCGC Polar Star. The Polar Sea is one of the most powerful icebreakers in the entire world, with a combined diesel-electric or gas propulsion system capable of producing up to 75,000 horsepower. It can also break up to 21 feet of ice, 6 meters, at a steady speed of 3 knots. Seattle, Washington is Polar Sea's home port, but it has operated all around the globe, performing many missions in both polar regions. It's designed to support science, icebreaking, search and rescue, environmental protection, law enforcement, and other vital Coast Guard functions. It has 5 laboratories on board and space for 7 portable laboratories on its deck, as well as 2 helicopters for logistics support. The ship can also process real-time satellite images to help with navigation, planning, and forecasting. Polar Sea has taken part in many notable expeditions and operations, like Operation Deep Freeze in Antarctica, Operation Arctic Shield in the Arctic Ocean, and the International Trans-Antarctica Expedition, which took place between 1989 to 1990. It has also conducted joint exercises and exchanges with other countries' icebreaker ships, such as Canada, Russia, Sweden, and Finland. But Polar Sea has been out of service for over a decade since 2010, thanks to the failure of 5 of its 6 diesel engines. It is currently in inactive commission in Seattle, awaiting a decision to be made on its future. The Coast Guard has proposed decommissioning the Polar Sea and using its parts to extend the service life of Polar Star until a new icebreaker is built. But some lawmakers and experts have argued that the Polar Sea should be repaired and reactivated to help increase U.S. icebreaking capability. The Polar Sea is a remarkable ship that has served the world for over 4 decades. It has contributed greatly to scientific discovery, humanitarian assistance, national security, and international cooperation. 6. Arctica. Arktika is the name of two Russian nuclear-powered icebreakers that operate in the Arctic region. The first Arktika was launched in 1972 and was the first surface ship to make it to the North Pole in 1977. It was retired later on in 2008 after 33 years of dedicated service. The second Arktika is the lead ship of a new class of icebreakers that are much larger and more powerful than their predecessors. It was launched in 2016 and fully commissioned in 2020. It can break through ice that's up to 10 feet, 3 meters thick, and has a displacement of 33,500 tons. Both icebreakers are designed to use their weight and hull to crack through ice from above instead of ramming it from the front. They are powered by two nuclear reactors, making them the most powerful icebreakers in the world. They also have both helipads and hangars for helicopters, which can help with navigation and rescue operations. The Arctic icebreakers are crucial for Russia's economic and strategic interests in the Arctic, where climate change is opening up new shipping routes and access to natural resources. Russia has over 2 million citizens living above the Arctic Circle and relies heavily on icebreakers to supply them with essential goods and services. Russia also claims a large portion of the Arctic seabed, which is rich in oil and gas deposits. The Arctica icebreakers are part of Russia's goal to assert dominance and protect its sovereignty in the Arctic. 5. The CCGS Louis S. Saint Laurent. The CCGS Louis S. Saint Laurent is a heavy icebreaker and the flagship for the Canadian Coast Guard, CCG. It's named after Louis Saint Laurent, the 12th Prime Minister of Canada. The vessel was launched back in 1966 and commissioned in 1969. It's the largest icebreaker and ship in Canada's fleet. The vessel's home port is St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. It operates along the Atlantic coastline and the Eastern Arctic, where it helps support the annual Arctic sea lift to several coastal communities and carries out scientific expeditions. It also assists ice-breaking operations in the Gulf of St. Lawrence during heavy ice years. The vessel is 390 feet, 120 meters long, with a beam of 78 feet and a draft of 32 feet, 10 meters. It has a displacement of 15,324 tons and a tonnage of 11,345 GT. It's a Polar Class 4 ice class, which means it operates year-round in medium first-year ice and in old ice during the warmer seasons. It has a speed of 16 knots, 18.4 miles per hour, and an endurance of 205 days. The vessel is powered by 5 diesel engines that generate electricity for 3 separate propellers. It has a helicopter deck and hangar that accommodates 2 Bell 429 helicopters. The ship holds 46 crew members and can carry up to 40 additional passengers or scientists. It holds various scientific equipment like an oceanographic winch, a multi-beam sonar, and a meteorological station. The vessel has taken part in several notable missions, such as the SS Manhattan expedition in the Northwest Passage in 1969, the joint Canada-US Arctic Ocean Survey in 2009 to 2010, and the 2012 joint Canada-Denmark expedition to map out the continental shelf in the Lincoln Sea. The ship is expected to stay in service until the late 2020s, after undergoing several refits at the Davie shipyard in Quebec. It will eventually be replaced by a newer polar icebreaker, the CCGS John G. Diefenbaker, which is currently being built. Would you take a trip on an icebreaker ship? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the video so far. 4. The Yamal. The Yamal icebreaker ship is an incredible feat of engineering and a symbol of Russia's powerful presence in the Arctic. It is capable of breaking through ice up to 9 feet, 3 meters thick, and reaching speeds over 22 knots, 25 miles per hour. It's powered by 2 nuclear reactors that give off a total of 342 megawatts of energy. The ship has a double hull, a water ballast system, an air bubbling system, as well as 3 propeller shafts to assist in icebreaking. It also has a helipad and hangar for 1 helicopter, as well as several Zodiac boats meant for exploration. The Yamal icebreaker ship was constructed by the Baltic Shipyard in St. Petersburg and commissioned in October 1992. It's named after the Yamal Peninsula in northwest Siberia, which means end of the land in the Nenets' native language. The Nenets are an indigenous people who live in Russia's Arctic regions. The ship is run by by Atomflot, a state-owned company that offers maintenance and technological services for every Russian nuclear icebreaker. The Yamal icebreaker ship has a unique role in Arctic tourism. It was the first to take passengers to the North Pole in July 1994 as part of an expedition put together by the National Science Foundation. The passengers and crew celebrated with a barbecue and a swimming party at the pole, despite the freezing temperatures. Since then, the ship has made many trips to the North Pole and other remote destinations, like Franz Josef Land, Severnaya Zemlya, and Wrangel Island. The ship can hold up to 100 passengers in 50 cabins and offers various amenities like a library, a sauna, a gym, and even a bar. The Yamal icebreaker ship is a remarkable example of how human ingenuity can overcome nature's challenges and create new opportunities for discovery. It is also a testament to Russia's commitment to maintaining its influence in the Arctic. The ship is currently in active service and continues to offer unique experiences for travelers who want to see the wonders of the polar world. 3. The 50 Let Pobyedy. The 50 Let Pobyedy is a nuclear-powered icebreaker for the Russian Federation. It's capable of breaking through ice up to 16 feet, 5 meters thick. The name of the ship translates roughly to 50 Years of Victory in Russian, and it commemorates the anniversary of the end of World War II. Construction began on the ship at the Baltic Shipyard in St. Petersburg in 1989. But construction was delayed for several years thanks to both financial and technical difficulties. The boat was originally named Ural, but was renamed in 2003 when work was resumed. In 2004, a fire broke out on board, injuring one worker and causing further delays. The ship was finally finished and launched in 2007, after the 60th anniversary of the victory. The ship is outfitted with 2 nuclear reactors that offer a total power of 342 megawatts. It has 3 propellers that can generate speeds of up to 21 knots, 24 miles per hour. The ship holds a crew of 140 and can accommodate up to 128 passengers. The ship also has a helipad and hangar meant for 1 helicopter. The Pobyedy is used for scientific research, polar expeditions, and even tourism. It has made several trips to the North Pole, becoming the first surface ship to reach it during the winter of 2011. The 50 Let Pobyedy is a remarkable example of engineering and is a symbol of Russia's ambitions in the Arctic. The ship is also a witness to history and a tribute to the heroes who served in World War II. 2. The RRS Sir David Attenborough. The RRS Sir David Attenborough is a state-of-the-art polar research ship that was commissioned by the Natural Environment Research Council, NERC. It's operated by the British Antarctic Survey, BAS, and is named after the renowned naturalist Sir David Attenborough, who has inspired generations with his documentaries on the natural world. The ship is designed to support science in the most extreme environments, like the Arctic and Antarctic regions. It has a range of advanced scientific facilities, instruments, and laboratories that allow researchers to conduct multidisciplinary studies on the ocean, seafloor, ice, and atmosphere. The ship also serves as a logistical support vessel for BAS teams in inshore locations, giving them essential supplies and equipment. The ship is 423 feet, 129 meters long, 78 feet, 24 meters wide, and has a gross tonnage of 15,000. It can accommodate 90 people, including 30 crew members and 60 scientists. It has a cruising speed of 13 knots, 15 miles per hour, and an endurance of up to 60 days. It can break through ice of up to 1 meter, 3 feet thick. It can also carry 2 helicopters for aerial surveys and operations. The ship was built by Kamel Laird in Birkenhead and launched in July 2018. It was handed over to NERC and BAS in November 2020 after completing several technical sea trials and scientific equipment testing. It left the UK for its maiden voyage in November 2021, heading to Antarctica for its first season of research and operations. The RRS Sir David Attenborough is part of a major government investment in polar infrastructure that aims to keep Britain at the forefront of research in remote regions. The ship will help scientists address some of the most pressing challenges facing our planet, like climate change, biodiversity loss, and ocean health. 1. Shirase. Shirase is a Japanese icebreaker used for Antarctic expeditions. She is the fourth icebreaker of Japan and the successor of another ship called the Shirase, which was retired back in 2008. The name Shirase comes from a glacier in Antarctica, named after Lieutenant Nobu Shirase, a Japanese explorer who led the first Japanese Antarctic expedition there in 1910. Shirase is run by the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and has the hull number AGB 5003. She was launched in April 2008 and has a length of 452 feet, 138 meters, a beam of 91 feet, 28 meters, and a displacement of 12,650 tons. 12.8 million kilograms. She can break ice up to 1.5 meters, 4.9 feet thick, and has a maximum speed of 19 knots, 21.8 miles per hour. Shirase's main mission is to support the Japanese Antarctic Research Expedition, JARE, which conducts scientific research in Antarctica. She transports personnel, equipment, and supplies to and from the Antarctic Kiowa Station and Dome-Fuji Station. She also serves as a mobile base for helicopter operations and oceanographic surveys. Shirase is one of the most advanced icebreakers in the world and plays an important role in Japan's contribution to Antarctic research. She is also a symbol of Japan's spirit of exploration and discovery. We hope you liked this video. Let us know in the comments what your favorite ship from this list was. Please like, subscribe, and tell us your thoughts. Bye for now.